Q.
Q.
I got something here. I want to see if you know what this is.
A Q.
A Q. That's right.
Yeah, I like that.
Hello and welcome from deep inside the four-wheeled food truck that is Jolly Roger's studio. This is the Q Filmcast, the show which brings to you every week our review of a particular film that we dig out of Netflix Instant, queue it up for review, come in here to Jolly Roger's studio, go around the table, and tell you what we thought of it. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree.
Most times we disagree.
Yeah. Is it Savage's pick this week?
It depends on who picks.
Yeah.
Really. It really depends on that.
Right.
But in any case, it's a weekly affair, and here we are. Also, every week, if you don't yet know, we end with a top 3 list, which is always inspired by the movie in question. So no matter where you're at or how you've tuned in, thanks for doing so. We always appreciate that. If you want to keep up with us, easy to do. Twitter, Facebook, iTunes.
All of it.
We don't care.
All of it.
Better way to do it, though, is you go to theqfilmcast.net.
Net.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way right here.
It's out of the way. It's
There you
done.
go. Boom. It's established. Let's move on. qfilmcast.net, guys. And introductions to get us going. If you don't know that as well, I'm Michael, your host, along with James Hardsub Savage.
What's up, Maestro?
I'm doing okay. We have Max Gumbo Johnson.
Hello.
Yeah, there he is.
Here I am.
God, if an episode ever needed you involved, this is the one.
I
the
picked
one
it.
he picked.
Yeah, the one he picked.
Pick more than one.
Yeah. There's only one producer, though. And we picked him a long time ago, and that's Adam the Bomb Rogers.
Hello.
Yeah, he's pulling up the caboose. There he is, back in his producing cube.
Right.
Yeah, he's across the room. All right, so guys, Q Filmcast at the table once more. And did you ask me how I was doing this week, Savage?
No. How are you doing?
Oh,
this
how
week?
am I doing this week?
I will if you'd like me to.
You always ask that.
I do.
I appreciate that. Every week you
How are you,
ask
sir?
me, how are you doing this week?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. I had a pretty good week.
Oh,
I had a slight ailment Saturday. Let's
yeah.
not get into that.
Was it food related?
Well, ironically enough, it involved gumbo.
Oh, okay.
Not the man,
Not
the
me.
dish.
I
The
had
dish.
nothing to do with this ailment.
Had a good week though. Did you know, Savage, that at no time this week did I find out that my wife slept with Robert Downey Jr. after a Clippers game?
Really?
Didn't happen.
It was after the Nets, right?
It was after the Nets. Yeah, she's more of a Heat fan.
Yeah, Heat fan.
Yeah.
There you go.
They were divorced.
They
It was
were in
good.
Miami.
I forgot to bring that up. I didn't have to clean out an old funky pan with gross crud in it,
I did.
and then I got yelled at,
And then you got yelled at?
and
for
then
what?
I didn't get yelled at.
Oh, okay.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't have cornstarch balls, Max.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Because that is a fantastic thing.
Cornstarch balls.
Yeah, you know the best part about that though?
No, tell me.
When you're done, you can dip them in oil, and you can have hush puppies. You can boil them in oil right after that.
Well,
It's fantastic.
I'll take your word for that.
Yeah. Well, if you don't believe me, there's Adam over there. Guinea pig.
Let him do it.
What's all this food reference? What are all these innuendos?
Right.
Why is gumbo important on this particular episode?
I don't know.
Why am I talking about cornstarch on my balls?
My bells.
My bells. Max, ring it in, man. Speaking of balls and bells, you picked this film this week, and let's reveal what the film is this week. Go.
Chef by Jon Favreau. 2014.
Iron Man meets Iron Chef. That's what I saw. You like that?
Oh, you've been waiting on that.
nice.
Look at that. Look what he did there.
Did you see how happy I was when I said that, Max?
I saw that. I did.
Iron Man meets Iron Chef.
All right.
I love it. From Dir-Actor.
Director.
I mean, he's a full-fledged director. Wrote
Trademark
it.
Q Filmcast.
He wrote this too, didn't he? Max? Wrote it, directed it.
Wrote it,
acted
directed it.
Yeah.
It's his return to small-scale filmmaking.
Yeah.
That was his big thing, man.
Had a bunch of Russians produce it, though.
You know what? In a way, yeah, he did. I didn't get into that part.
Yeah.
In a way, this was his food truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You see the parallel there?
Yes.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of those tonight.
You know what else there's a lot of?
What's that?
There's a lot of people in this film that are established actors. I mean, you'd be surprised. We're talking about Jon Favreau, John Leguizamo, which I always like.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love John Leguizamo. Dustin Hoffman, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr., who slept with my wife, Oliver Platt.
Who slept with your wife? No.
Love that guy.
No, he slept with me. No, I'm sorry. That was a terrible joke. Amy Sedaris.
Yep.
Sofia Vergara. So there you go.
Bobby Cannavale.
You know what I wrote in my notes?
that
I wrote,
dude- that dude was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I accidentally
knock him.
wrote Booby Cannavale. Did you see that?
Booby.
Oh, booby.
So there you go. Big cast, a lot of people in this film. Obviously, it's known for Jon Favreau and, as you say, kind of his return to a smaller scale sort of thing. So
He was calling in some favors on this movie, man.
He's a likable dude, though,
Yeah,
too. He's
he
just
looks
a
like a
likable
fun dude.
where's Vince Vaughn?
He wanted the movie to succeed.
Oh,
He stayed away from the Vaughn.
nice. These always inspire top three. This is no different, Max.
Yeah.
Nope.
This inspired something. What?
Favorite cooks in movies.
Favorite cooks in movies. Are you telling me that we're going to talk about people that in film we would love to have them cook us a meal?
Not necessarily.
Nope.
Just your favorite cooks.
Well, that's the
in
way I
movies.
took it.
Well, that's the
I
way-
want these people to cook me a meal.
I don't necessarily want all these people cooking me a meal.
Yeah,
Okay.
me either.
Okay. I just wanted to put a little.
But they're my faves.
I want to get a little more information out there. Okay.
Okay, I can dig.
All right, so that's the way the game's played. If you've seen this film, keep listening, see if you agree with us. If not, even better, because you can see if it's something you may want to queue up yourself.
Right.
Enough of that. Let's get through this. Written and directed by Jon Favreau. We all know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I just said it, Iron Chef. That's he meets Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know.
And he also made Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he also made Cowboys and Ghosts.
Aliens.
Which was awesome.
But he also made Swingers.
Swingers was the big
That
thing.
movie
right?
was money, baby.
It was
Right.
money.
Yeah.
Dated.
That movie was, I don't care. I
And
love
he's
it.
currently filming the new Jungle Book movie.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. He's doing the new Jungle Book
Yeah, that's
thing.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna
And he did Elf.
He plays Baloo.
did Elf. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Loved Elf.
He's been kicking it around a while.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on what you want to know him for. You'll know him for it.
He does one good and then one bad.
One good, maybe two bad.
No,
No?
not two.
Okay.
I wouldn't go two.
Okay. Wasn't a fan of the Iron Man films.
Oh, he's,
Oh, the
love
first
Iron
one was
Man.
great. Second one, not so
he's
much.
trusted
okay.
with the big toys, bro. He's played with the big toys.
He has.
Not lately. Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about IMDb, guys. This is something else we do. Let's get through this here. Every week we talk about what the critiques think. The critics. We critique the critics is what I'm trying to say. And let's do it right here. Savage.
Yeah.
What do you think IMDb gave this film?
All users, IMDb's all users.
Max informed us of that. Yes.
Yeah, users are losers, so they're stupid. We'll go 72, 7.2.
Oh, dang. Hit the post and out. 7.3.
Oh,
So close.
On you, buddy.
So close. Someone called Toronto.
Oh.
It's close.
He the one on The Price is Right.
Yeah, he did. Rotten Tomatoes, Max. We have critics and users. Go for both of them. What you got?
You want me to go for both of them?
You tell me critics, then you tell me users, and they're very close.
because producers cheating over
Critics, I'll say 83.
Very close. 85.
Oh wow! Users, I'll go 86.
86. Damn that! Look at that! Boing, bing.
Right.
Yes.
There it is.
Back in the zone.
He's in the zone. Did it stay that way? Yeah, it did. See,
Yeah.
look right there. Producer
86 and
pulled up
85.
Wow.
Producer pulled up Rotten Tomatoes to confirm.
All right.
Thank you for confirming that, producer.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's
job
cook.
to do.
Let's cook us up a synopsis. Carl Casper, played by Jon Favreau, is an acclaimed chef with a family life that seems as decaying as his artistic freedom. Those frustrations boil over into a raucous, viral videoed public confrontation against an a-hole restaurant critic who panned his cooking.
Maybe he was right.
He might have been right.
Panda
We'll
was
see.
cooking him.
That's right.
Who panned his cooking?
Oh,
No, actually, Max, it was a meal that his boss ordered him to make, which was firmly against his instincts, is what it was, okay? Now with his career ruined, Carl's ex-wife offers an unorthodox solution in Miami. Refit an old food truck, and start cooking on his own terms, and that's exactly what Carl does. And here goes the movie. With his young son Percy, an old colleague, Martin, hitching along, Carl takes a working trip across America in his truck to rediscover his gastronomic passion that has always been a part of his soul. With Percy's tech savvy and Martin's enthusiasm, Carl finds that he is creating a traveling sensation, and in doing so discovers he is serving up more than simply food, but also a deeper connection with his life and his family, which are both equally as delicious as the fare he serves. There you go. There's Chef 2014. Yeah, someone take this trailer out of the oven. It's done.
See here? I don't care what you think. You're not getting to me.
Good. You went viral.
What does that mean?
You're not getting to me!
You're never going to be happy cooking for someone else.
You're fired.
I lost my job. I made an ass of myself on the internet.
We're talking about a white-on-white 88 Chevy Grumman food truck. It's a blank canvas for your dreams.
You can cook your own food. You can be your own boss.
Thank you. Don't thank me till you see it.
This is really good, by the way.
Yours are way better.
What's up, man? Hey, buddy.
I say we get the menu straight, then we drive back to L.A.
And hit the extra cities on the way?
Why not?
Shoe the ill.
On the internet.
Can I get a quick picture with you? Lady in the Tramp, you're biting one end, I'm biting the other. Come on, you can do this.
Dad got me a knife.
What is it?
He says he misses you. I get to touch people's lives with what I do, and I want to share this with you.
Who's hungry?
Be careful.
Oh, you're so sexy in that bandana. I want your big plátano.
What?
Okay, we're back, and there it is. Chef 2014, the film we're talking about tonight. Going to end this one also with our top 3 chefs in movies. Cooks in movies.
Cooks in movies.
Favorite cooks.
Favorite
There you go.
cooks.
Thanks for correcting me. Favorite cooks in film. Before we do that, before we get into the film, let's talk a little bit about what I found out. Some facts, some trivia. Let's do this right here.
All right.
Savage.
Yes.
Did you know that Jon Favreau did his own cooking by training with food truck chef Roy Choi?
Before I watched the movie?
Yeah.
No.
Roy Choi. He trained with Roy Choi.
Who is Roy Choi? What a great name.
Who is Roy Choi? Come on.
Yeah, well, you know what? Choi sent Favreau to a week of intense French culinary schooling. He sharpened his knife skills, learned how to make sauces.
Yeah. Well, he's in the credits.
Yeah. Oh, is he? I didn't read the credits.
No, he's in the credits.
Ahoy, polloi, Roy Choi.
Listen at you, man.
Oh, hi, Max. Yeah. Max, did you know the short scene with Carl and Percy in the cinema features the audio from Iron Man's repulsor rays as a nod to Jon Favreau's previous work with the Iron Man films?
I did not know that.
I don't know why he would even put that in there. I did not know that.
That's some weird, wild stuff.
Spot on. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. He's a pro.
Didn't know either.
Producer, did you know that Oliver Platt's brother is a prominent food critic in New York and has invited Oliver on some of his restaurant visits?
I didn't even know he had a brother.
I didn't know he was even in New York at that time.
But it's obvious that he eats.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had parents.
Yeah. Did you know that towards the end of the film, the El Jefe truck is seen at...
Jefe.
Did I say it wrong?
El Jefe.
El Jefe truck is seen at a nighttime food truck event, along with many of LA's most popular food trucks. This is an actual event in Venice called First Fridays. For a brief moment, you can see Chef, once again, Roy Choi's Kogi truck.
That's right.
Man, I gotta go eat there.
Kogi truck?
What's a Kogi?
I'm totally inspired.
I'm looking this up. What is a Kogi?
I don't know. It's Kogi, but Roy Choi's Kogi truck. It's a very famous food truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Give
that
me a
sort of
Kogi.
like a pierogi?
Kogi's a
Might be.
barbecue taco truck.
Sure it is.
I'm in.
Come on, dude.
Korean.
It's a
I didn't
know
barbecued taco truck. It's the
course,
whole
it's-
truck.
It's a
Korean
barbecue
barbecue.
taco truck and catering service.
Everybody knows that.
I actually think
So
I've
they
seen that.
actually barbecued the entire truck?
Oh, stop it.
And they put it in
You're
a
going to
shell.
blow his mind. Come on. Did you know that this is the second time Jon Favreau, Robert Downey Jr., and Scarlett Johansson all worked together?
Yeah.
What was the first one?
Iron Man 2.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how we're going to rate this film, because we don't use thumbs up or thumbs
That's
down.
so burnt.
So burnt, so overcooked.
So
It's
burnt.
It's burnt.
Yeah, this week we're using Favreau's Friends of Favreau.
Friends of Favreau. Friends of Favreau.
Yeah, say that a bunch. Friends of Favreau, and I think it's kind of funny. It's a nod, inside little take on this film, Max.
Because a lot of his friends were in it.
Right.
And his name is Favreau.
Yeah, that's fabulous. So here we are,
Right.
and 4 friends at a table,
Right.
sort of. So why don't you lead this off, Max? You queued this film up, and I want to know what you gave this film to get us started. Jon Favreau directed Chef. What you got?
I might be able to go up a little bit from here, depending on what y'all have to say about it. I'm going with 7 Friends of Favreau for right now. I really like this movie. It was a pretty, let's face it, it's a pretty lightweight kind of movie, but it was a pretty good lightweight, sweet kind of movie.
You enjoyed the ride.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It wasn't. It was never boring. It didn't make you really react too much or think too much, which some of your headier movies could do that. But it also wasn't bad at all. It wasn't pandering.
Yeah.
It didn't seem all schmaltzy and it's going to be it could have come off as a really bad Lifetime movie as opposed to a good Lifetime movie. I can't believe I said that. There's no such thing. But it could have, in somebody else's lesser hands, it could have come out that way, and it didn't. It turned out really well. You could see Favreau really did enjoy going back to a smaller scale film like this. I would hope he does more of this.
I'm hungry. I'm ravenous for Adams. How many Friends of Favreau are you giving this thing?
I'm going straight 7.
Straight 7.
You enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute, fun, and I really was hungry the entire time I watched it after I ate dinner.
Yeah.
It didn't fall into stupid like it could have.
No, it could easily fell flat. but it didn't. I thought it was a little clever comedy.
Yeah. Okay, excellent, man. All right, well, we're off to a good start here. Rompus, as I say. Well, 14 Friends of Favreau.
14 Friends of Favreau.
Now, is Vince Vaughn in that 14?
I'm sure he's in the group, but he's like...
I think we need to get to top 20.
Here's the top 10 circle, and he's like number 15 over
Should
there.
have brought in Harrison Ford from Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah, right?
Savage.
Yeah.
Keep it going. What you got?
I was completely mesmerized by this film. I'm going to give it a 9. I might go to a 10. I think it's got a couple of things that keep me from a 10, but I was absolutely delighted by this.
Nice. Okay, man. Max, Savage liked it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, it's up to me, right? Round it out. Here we go. Here's what I thought of this one. You know what I do? I like to just get my crap out of the way.
I know what you like to do.
Give him 90 seconds.
I wrote. Hey, I've been getting better at this stuff. I've been a little tighter with these. Check this out.
Right.
First of all, let me just say this. There was a time when I was very anxious to see what Jon Favreau had up his sleeve, okay? And to be honest, it's been a long time. They generally keep getting stomped on by Iron Man, Cowboys, and Aliens, okay? To be quite honest. But this film had me curious, Max. When I first heard that the director or actor, or both, is working on something because they realize they need to return to form, you're always going to get my attention. I generally pull for these kind of films. Generally, I end up liking them, too, you know? But so here it is. Here comes a much heavier Favreau with definitely leaner ambitions. Definitely a lighter script.
Right.
And a few of his friends,
right.
obviously.
Yeah.
To me, these results were delicious. I really enjoyed this film. It understands what it wants to be. It knows where its soul is, which to me is in the truck. I was smitten by the ride, guys. I like this movie. The best thing about this film for me is the script. I want to give a lot of credit to the script. To me, the dialogue is so real and genuine, it's almost like there isn't a script.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that's a compliment. It's not hammy, fake. It works in almost every scene. Crackles.
Yeah.
You see my tie in there with the crackling?
The crackling fried pork skins.
Yeah. I think it's a great script. Doesn't overshoot, doesn't overreach. The pace of it's good, especially the first half and the introductions. It really sets the stage well. By the time you're in the truck with these people, you know who they are, where they're going, what's at stake. It's just engaging. I also really loved the performances. For me, Favreau has never been better. In this role, he's likable, he's believable, and you really pick up on the passion. I think we've mentioned that already on this project. I think it reflects the movie itself. I really sense that this was his food truck. He sees himself as a genuinely talented individual who needs to be reminded why he loves his work. And then there's a parade of characters. Leguizamo, Hoffman, Downey Jr., Platt, Johansson. Everybody added something to this film. It wasn't like, well, find a place for him or let's give you something to say. It all just worked.
Yeah.
Lots to talk about. I'm going to leave it right there. I thought this was fresh, simple, sweet, and delightful, but also very well done and perfectly served. I can now say that once again, I look forward to a Favreau project, especially if he brings these sorts of understated, tasty meals. Yeah. You keeping up? You keeping up? Because he's really good at putting these types of ingredients together. I would drive my food truck right over Iron Man's face to see a movie like this again. I'm going 9.
All right.
Wow, 2 9s.
2 9s, 2 7s.
That's a 9 and a 23. That's a carry the 1. 32.
I don't care. I like this movie. I was surprised by it, Max. Yeah. I watched it again to say, well, I like it again. Yeah, I loved it again. I got it. I understand. It had heart. This was like a good meal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get into it, guys. You want to talk about why we all landed on the things we landed on? Or should we take
I suppose, since we're here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
go back to you, Max.
40 minutes to go.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, I just rambled through my spiel, right?
All right.
Friends of Favreau has a few of them here. So, Max, you tell me why you gave it 7.
Are you saying why I gave it only a 7 or why I didn't go higher? I could go higher. All
right, let's talk about more specifically what you really did like about this film.
I love the whole atmosphere of the movie is what I liked. It was, I don't know. You see so much coming out of quote-unquote Hollywood these days, and the whole trend is it's got to be dark and gritty and this and that. Well, it doesn't always have to be dark and gritty. But it also doesn't have to be slapdash sunshine in a bottle 24/7 either. And I think this balanced that fine line between what could really happen and then not being too pessimistic about everything. The movie had a good attitude.
It had no malice
and it carried across the entire.
That's a good way to say it. It had a good attitude.
Yeah, everybody. There were a couple of scenes where he got ticked off, but everybody does that.
But it all worked out. Everybody just worked out.
But he's pessimistic. He's not pessimistic. He realizes, look, here's what I got to do. I got to get away from this, do my own thing again. And his friends are like, yeah, that's what you should do. I'm gonna come with you.
Yeah.
So it sort of had that sunshiny feel to it, but it didn't overplay it, which, like I said earlier, would have been really easy to do. That's a really tough thing to do, is to balance making something realistic and then also making it almost this feel-goody, optimistic, let's go get them, put on a show, Mickey Rooney kind of movie.
Without being schmaltzy or whatever.
Yeah, without playing down to the audience, too.
Right.
And that's a real tough trick as far as I'm concerned. Because you've seen other movies like this, and you're like, look, okay, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain this and explain that. I get it. Just show it to me, and I'll get what's going on.
Right.
And I think this movie did a good job of that.
Yeah.
You know, if you're just looking for a nice, enjoyable, breezy movie with good performances, a good story, smart dialogue, a good script, you really can't do a whole lot better than this.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And it did make you hungry.
It did make you hungry, yeah.
Oh, it certainly did do that.
It did make you hungry.
Well, I'm working up an appetite for the producer. Let's just go ahead and do that right now. You went up there too, Adam. You gave us seven Favreau friends to this thing. And I'm surprised by that, but maybe not. What did you find most enjoyable about this movie?
I like the connections he made between his friends.
Yeah.
And I liked how they all worked with each other.
Yeah.
I thought that was really great. I love the cooking parts. I mean,
the food porn parts.
I really did. I wrote that down. Food porn. It's what it was.
It is food porn. You know, there's a reason why there's cooking channels and cooking shows for 24 hours straight.
Absolutely.
It's fascinating to watch, and when people appreciate it, it's great to look at.
It really is.
I wanted to start cooking again, or cooking right then and there.
Get that easy bake oven out one more time.
Yeah, I can make a killer brownie.
With his wood stove.
with your wood stove.
All right, so on top of all the stuff we've talked about, which is the film itself and the atmosphere of the film, you like the technical aspect of it. You liked watching.
I like watching it. I like the bonds that he created through all of his friends and family and things like that. And I thought it was just a good, lighthearted, cheerful movie. Positive.
You know, Savage, I would describe you as a man with no malice and no hatred in nearly all of your body. But what do you think when you think of this film and why you went way up there with me? Compound on what we said or give us something new? What you got?
Well, it is all the things that they've said. It is on its surface, it seems very light, and it seems almost like a return to indie form, but it's really not that. It's not an indie film at all. It's you have powerhouse actors. You have your A-list, Hollywood A-list in this film with an A-list director with money. This is not an indie film in any way. This is almost kind of a throwback to old Hollywood when it's just because it's lighthearted doesn't make it indie. You know,
right.
Going back to Favreau's writing, he proved he had writing chops with swingers. I mean, he came out of the gate like, look, I can turn a phrase.
He came out swinging?
Yeah. He can turn a phrase. And so the script, because he's so comfortable with dialogue, it comes across as very natural because it is very natural. It's shot beautifully. Favreau has had all the toys, and he knows the best toys. If he wants to light onions simmering in a pan, he did Iron Man. I mean, he can shoot onions simmering in a pan and make it look beautiful.
I'm with you. As low scale as this felt, there was a professionalism about the shots that.
The only reason I can't go to a 10 is because anytime you use tech or technology in a film predominantly, like the tweet, you automatically date yourself to a time. And
and the honey boo boo comment too. I thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about that, but when you send out tweets, as cool as that little CGI that graphic was, where I really liked it.
Well, we've seen that in Frank too. It was the same thing.
Yeah, kind of.
I've seen that in a few movies now.
Yeah,
where they put the tweet flashing around in the screen, flying away like a tweet.
So you've taken something which had the potential to be timeless. Which is we all have to eat. We all have family problems. We all have to rediscover ourselves. We all have these struggles, but then you've dated it with this little thing. You've like, okay, I've latched it into this time, and that's one of the reasons why I can't go to a 10. And really, what's Twitter? Come on, man. Come on, you're a celebrity chef almost. You know what Twitter is.
I think he's nitpicking.
I am nitpicking.
You're nitpicking a 9.
Okay. I am nitpicking a 9.
But you know, it's
because
funny.
It's a 10. I could go to a 10.
I know, it's easy. I just almost feel, I would feel kind of silly about giving it a 10 in some way, but I could.
Me too.
But you know, you bring up the I almost said the titter thing.
Right.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yes.
The Twitter thing.
Yes.
I thought the same exact thing. I thought for a minute when I saw that, that's very dated. And I thought, well, why is that going to bother? Let that bother me. So what? Maybe it's good because later on we'll say at this time when Twitter was doing its thing, this is the kind of film that we needed.
Sure.
Maybe it puts a good stamp on it somehow. I don't know.
I mean, it's it's like
some of those things will date you, but
well,
I think the Honey Boo Boo thing will date it more than anything. Cause
nobody will know that reference.
Like,
I mean, the movie focuses around Twitter.
I don't remember the Honey Boo Boo thing.
Yeah,
I don't either.
To be quite honest with you, I don't remember that.
Right.
I'll tell you what we should do. Why don't we stop right here, take a break. We're going to listen to a piece of Chef 2014. Come on back, get into some of these scenes. Here you go.
I am not cloying. I am not needy. I don't care what you think. You're not getting to me. I'm not needy. Chocolate lava cake is not just undercooked chocolate cake. That's not what makes the center molten. You take a frozen cylinder of ganache and you set it in the ramekin so that as the outside cooks fully, the inside becomes molten. Okay. And you don't do anything. What do? You sit and you eat and you vomit those words back to make people laugh. You know how hard I work for this? Do you know how my whole staff works? What sacrifices I make to make you happy? And then you just smugly on my It hurts!
All right, we're back, the Q Filmcast, talking about Chef 2014, and there's a piece of the film. All right, let's talk about some of the scenes. I'll kick this off, okay?
Right.
I want to talk about some of the things I wrote down. I kind of just write as I go, and things that stick out to me. I want to talk about the intro. Let's start right with the intro.
Okay.
I think that was great, because it really sets the tone for who this guy is, Favreau, right? I mean, it opens up with this great... and by the way, music was really used well in this film.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about another scene, too, that involves a marionette that just...
Yeah.
I actually stopped it and rewound it and said, that is fantastic. But once again, the film opens up with great music, and it's just joyous. It's a joyous noise. And you see him filleting a pig like a surgeon.
Yeah.
I mean, his sous chef is there like a nurse.
Yeah.
Hand me the scalpel, hand me... And he's putting this meal together with such precision and professionalism, yet joy. This is the guy who needs to be nowhere else but right here.
Yeah.
And I love the way the movie introduced every single character, specifically him, and then the kid, which, by the way, I don't know where they found this kid. That was a great performance.
He was good.
Yeah.
He was really good. Not at one time did I not think that's a father and a son.
Yeah.
Maybe it was his son.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
wasn't.
I know it wasn't.
Yeah, very very understated without like attention hogging. It was very understated and just right on the right tone for the kid.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he seemed like a smart kid, too.
Yeah.
It was just a good performance. I mean, like when I told you before that the thing really crackled for me because of the dialogue didn't feel like there was a script.
Exactly.
That is a complete compliment. I didn't feel like these people even knew they were on screen. That's a marvelous testament, I think, to the director.
Yeah.
Once again, Favreau. You talk about his technical merit.
Yeah.
I talk about what he gets out of his people.
Sure.
And to me, the intro scene, not only to the movie that I just talked about, but to everything was good. Everybody came in, and you just were warmed by them. You knew who they were.
Yep.
My favorite scene, though, I think, is the maybe the cop scene when he's on the road. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Doing selfies with the cop.
Yeah, doing selfies with the cop.
Russell Peters.
Yeah, that was good.
That made me laugh out loud. Anyways,
several of them.
There's just a lot in this movie that is beyond just what's on the page, that came along and just felt perfect at the time and made the film better.
Yeah.
There's little stanzas in there. But, what about you, Savage? When you think about a particular scene in this movie or something that rises to the surface, what is it?
There's a lot. I think predominantly, if you go to the power scenes, I think the interaction with Dustin Hoffman as the owner.
Loved it.
It's just how you sacrifice what you want even though you're successful for the trappings of the industry,
Yeah.
where you sacrifice your creative leanings. And to me, that was at both uplifting and heartbreaking, too, when the first time where he couldn't do the menu, where he excused his staff and then, like, you don't talk to you. This was our agreement.
Yep.
I'm the boss here.
Right.
And then... But then he kind of pleaded the case, with that great line. It's like, if you go see the Stones and they don't play Satisfaction, don't you get robbed?
I wrote that down. If you bought Stones tickets and they didn't play Satisfaction, would you be happy?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so and then just how he calls them back in and just dishearteningly tells them that they're going to make the same menu that they've made.
Yeah.
When, like you said, he's went through all that preparation with the pig. That great opening scene, like, I'm going to do this menu tonight, and then just it crashes back down. And Dustin Hoffman played it perfectly.
I loved Hoffman in this role.
There was no malice in him. I mean, he was a business owner.
Yeah, I mean, it's a restaurant. You stick to your menu that you have. You just can't throw surprise menus up.
Good menus change their menu. Good restaurants change their menu almost every day.
Yeah, but Hoffman made good points. He's like,
he
look,
made good points.
They come here to hear the Stones. You know,
I'm not disagreeing with it.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's what good restaurants. I mean, the chefs in the kitchen that kind of trust him says, "What do you want to do on the menu? Here's the menu for today." They sit down with their staff. Here's our menu today. That's what really nice restaurants do.
Yeah, but you know, what Hoffman said to him was, "Yeah, you can do that on your own palate, but remember when you put guts on the menu, no one bought it. Cook my food."
Well, I don't blame the guy for quitting then.
So now you have two different people at two different crossroads that really have a right to be there. He wants to cook guts. He wants to make money.
Yeah.
Right? So,
but there were those moments, those I don't know, it's like we're going to keep the food analogies, those peppercorn moments or those deeper savory moments where the flavor was a little more intense with the interaction with Hoffman. The flavor was a little more, incredibly more intense, that scene with Platt where he confronted him, the molten lava scene.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Oh.
We'll get to that.
And then the second scene with Hoffman, it was incredibly more intense. And so even though on the surface this is a very lighthearted movie, or it feels light, not filling, there were those intense flavors of those interactions.
God, I love this movie. Max, once again, the thing I'll say is this. Max always brings a movie that makes me feel something. One-time rage. But typically I love your films. I mean, I'm glad that you brought this to the queue. It's a great film to talk about.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about a scene you just brought up. I want to talk about this because I think we can expound on this, and that is Carl's journey from where he is to the confrontation with Oliver Platt and how all of that goes straight to hell and sets him on the path of, I guess I got to get a taco truck. Poppy got a taco truck. Remember when he called his friends? Hey, Poppy got a taco truck. Let's talk about the Platt character. I thought that was, I tell you something, the first half of this movie is almost, I wouldn't say edge of your seat, but it builds. Matter of fact, it boils, Max. Talk about that whole
starts
scene.
Starts with a simmer.
Yeah, starts with a simmer.
Well, that whole, I mean, you can see it from the get-go. Well, not right from the get-go, but when you see him actually in the restaurant environment, he's having to butt heads with all these guys over and over and over. And, and he said, well, the critics, they're not this, and blah, 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 and he's going to come in, and he's coming tonight, let's do something different. And you just know, I mean, this guy's going to come in and just rip him a new one.
Yeah.
And he does. And
he does.
Maybe deservedly so. I don't know. I didn't taste the cake. But I mean, this was a guy who had been. He's on edge. He's tired of it. He's like, look, this isn't what I'm doing this for.
Right.
Just to be bossed around and told what to do. This is. I treat this as an artistic endeavor almost.
Now it's just a job.
And you're squelching any freedom or any sort of creativity I've got with this. And he's ticked off at Hoffman, and then you got to take it out on somebody. And when this smarmy a-hole comes in there and says your cake's not any good, I don't blame the guy for blowing up. It's like the cooking Caddyshack. Dog food.
He's going out with a cleaver. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably how he feels. It's like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
What do you know from good?
God, it was effective though. When it actually does come to a boil and the lid comes off and it boils over. I almost got up out of my seat and kind of cheered a bit.
Yeah, it was surprisingly intense.
It was surprisingly intense, yeah.
And that whole scene is actually what sets the whole movie in motion. It was like, well, I got to do something now.
Yeah.
And then when his ex-wife suggests he has that meeting with
Robert
Downey
Jr.
Jr. I love those scenes with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. I have a whole little list of clips.
I was like,
verbatim stuff that I wrote down that when you read it on paper, it's pretty funny if you didn't catch it in the movie.
Oh, he's the sleaziest guy, but he's like, look, okay, all right, I'll help you. At the end, he comes across a pretty good guy.
Adam, what you got?
I thought that was the weakest part of the entire movie was Robert Downey Jr.
Why?
He was great.
Why was he the weakest part of the film?
He played the exact same role in Iron Man.
And he's perfected
he was great at it.
Wait a second.
Was he
great
Tony
at
Stark?
Iron Man? No. Was he just Tony Stark in this movie? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but he could have done something different. It just felt like he came in, he filmed for 30 minutes, put in the little lines, and then was trying to be his little kooky self, and I just thought it fell
flat for you?
No, it just failed.
Well, listen, I'm not a big Downey Jr. fan. I mean, his, I'm on coke, but you can't tell kind of routine gets on my nerves. But I liked him in this film, and once again, you're supposed to hate him, but you can't. I loved it because they go into the clip starts out with him putting those booties on his feet, slipping all over the
right,
and then he immediately comes, shake his hand, and said, my receptionist is pregnant. She just laid it on me 5 minutes ago.
Right.
He says, but I have my tubes tied, so I'm not the father. Hey, you want some coconut water? And you're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And then he's in the middle of telling him all about his problems, and he says, "Hey, you want to pick out some carpet with me?" Right. He whips out the little samples, and you're like, "This guy's fantastic."
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah,
I thought he was
ADD.
Thought he was great. I mean, you can say what you want. He just played Downey. Well, he's pretty good at playing Downey.
Yeah, he is pretty good.
The guy's good at it.
He skirted the edge of almost laughing at his own joke, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
You can skirt and not fall over. He skirted fine.
Could you tell that these two guys kind of liked each other?
They're friends.
In a bit?
They're buddies.
Yeah,
they're buddies. Yeah.
I liked how he kind of backhanded complimented him too. He says, Carl, you're not a turd. You're not a turd. He says, I don't remember calling myself a turd. I just want you to know you're not a turd. Thanks, I guess. I mean, it was playful banter.
Yeah,
I thought the chemistry between those two was great.
It was,
even though they were sort of adversarial, I guess.
Yeah.
And he really had to swallow his pride to go in there and ask this guy for the money.
Yeah,
I thought about that
it was
too,
killing him to do it.
Well, and that became kind of strangely serious too. It's like, look, I'm asking my ex-wife's ex-husband.
Yeah,
so it, even though there was humor there was that heaviness, just a little bit, just the right enough flavor.
It's that little bit of competition you got with your ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend or something like that. You're no good. You're not any better than me. Why'd she dump me?
Right.
For you.
Right.
That's funny.
It's that sort of thing.
But there were really, once again, no one was ever at each other's throat in this thing.
No.
Every character kind of had a friendship below,
They had scruples.
What we should do is listen to a piece of the film.
Sure.
Right here. Stop, take a break, listen to something or other, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about Chef 2014. So here you go.
That review went viral.
What does that mean?
It means it got picked up and retweeted everywhere.
So all these people have read the review?
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool.
I don't.
No, I mean us doing this.
Doing what?
Just hanging out.
We hang out all the time.
No, like hanging out and doing something.
Well, we do things.
No, not just like watching something or doing something. Like hanging out and talking and learning things from each other.
Well, I figured, with you living at Mom's house and me working all the time, that when we hung out, you like to do fun things.
I think this is kind of fun. Just figuring stuff out, like when you lived at home.
Yeah, I miss that too.
Q Filmcast, talking about the film you just heard from right there, Chef 2014, queued up by Max, ironically enough, Gumbo Johnson.
He didn't make any gumbo in this movie.
No, he didn't.
I should open a gumbo
Miami,
truck.
Man. He's not from
So?
Louisiana.
What's your point?
He made Cuban sandwich, Cubanos, man.
Oh, then you're saying he's from Cuba.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not from Cuba.
Wait a second. I think Gumbo...
No, he stopped by every little city and picked up something new.
Hey, listen, this is what we have to do right here. We're on this thread. Let's pull it till a phrase. Let's talk about the food.
Yeah, we got to talk about the food.
We haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
I love where he's telling his father-in-law, wake Percy up, he has to taste a real Cuban sandwich. I'm like, hell yeah, get that kid up. I want one.
I had one today for lunch.
Yeah, the food was good in this. And I'm glad to see that they kind of went a little off the grid, because you think about the country, you think about the great food war between Chicago and New York. But if you're in Chicago, you serve bad food, I think they kill you. You can't get bad food in Chicago. But I like to see it brought down to the level of a food truck and how this stuff is just joyous coming out the window.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, one thing, and we'll get off food in a minute. Max, what is an Austin Midnight?
An Austin Midnight?
Isn't that what he called it? He put it on the menu, Austin Midnight.
I don't know.
That's the barbecue on the Hawaiian bread.
There you go. The one that you say is ruined. Let's talk more about the film, though. We'll talk about food.
Yeah.
But that just shows you that there's stuff in this film that you can just go with and just talk about and expound on. Food is definitely one of them.
Sure it is.
Another thing you can talk about is his friends in the film. I liked Leguizamo in this movie.
Oh, he's brilliant.
The thing that bothered me for a second, when he showed up, I'm like, okay, are they just going to... Who quits their job and says, I want to go on a food truck too? Yay. And I'm like, you can't just do that. It's like when people in movies all of a sudden are broke, but then they're on a plane somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. But then he said to him, you know what? When I hung up the phone with you, I could sense the joy in your voice. It resonated with me, Poppy, and I don't care. I'm here. I want to feel that joy too. And I'm like, man, that's great writing. Because he knew enough to cover it.
Right.
But that's all he gave me, and that was enough.
Yeah.
What do you got, Savage?
Oh, no, same thing. I mean, but there are those... if you wanted to poke logic holes in this thing, obviously you can, because that's one. And then they travel across the country driving a food truck. You can't live on a food truck.
Why not?
Why not?
Because you have a child and
So?
you have two men driving. Yeah, no.
Damn, I didn't think about that.
They
You
don't
kinda
have to stop
You
and
want to bring
eat?
it down a little bit.
Yeah, no. You're not going to live on a food truck. What are you going to sleep on the greasy ass floor? No.
No,
Yeah.
he was sleeping in that on the jump seat or whatever you'd call it.
Savage, I wanted to be on this truck
They
so
had
bad.
cornstarch. They were good.
Cornstarch. Yeah.
I mean, literally, no,
Yeah,
but seriously though, what's to keep them from just driving in shifts and never stopping? I mean, they did stop in several cities along the way.
They did.
And his kid wanted to go to New Orleans and have some beignets.
Yeah, made me want to go.
Which is cool.
I wanted some beignets.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
What
Adam
they
and
like
I've been there together.
Cafe de Monde. Oh my god.
We've been there together.
Oh yeah.
Just don't get the coffee; it's full of chicken.
No, you
Yeah,
kidding me?
the
I
coffee
drank like
wasn't
a
very
gallon
good.
of it that day,
Coffee
and I
wasn't very
hated
good.
coffee.
It was cold that day.
There's a lot of scenes. I'm going through my notes as you guys are bantering about. I wrote down a lot of stuff about him and the kid.
Yeah,
That was great. I loved him and the kid.
Think about what a great dad he was. Adam, check this out, man. He buys him his own knife.
That was awesome.
That was
And
a
it
great scene.
It was great because it was just sensible, and it was just a timeless moment that this kid will hold on to forever. And it was very, very well played out.
Same with the sexual healing part where they're singing and he's just
Yeah.
sitting there laughing and learning this.
Yeah.
And the camaraderie that's happening between everyone. I thought that was a great scene. With
I
them.
want to be the bastard love child of Jon Favreau and Scarlett Johansson.
Do you?
These are great people. These are great parents.
That was Sofia Vergara was the mom.
Oh, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I think he got them both in this film, did he?
Yeah, that was that fantasy element I was talking about.
God, if you can be heavy, but you can make an Austin Midnight, you can get some ladies.
Right.
And he was married to Jensen. Wasn't he married to Jensen lady? Femke Jensen? Wasn't he married to her?
Famke Jensen? Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
This dude is raking in the. Never mind.
But back to the kid. Looking at my notes, I like the way this film ended out. I like the way it rounded out. It's all really about this relationship. I want to. Well, speaking of this, where'd they get the money to pimp the truck? That's one thing.
From
I can
Robert
From
Downey
Robert
Jr.?
Downey Jr.
No, don't you remember?
Yeah, I
Leg
maxed out my
Gonzalo.
credit card and all that. He said he maxed out his credit
Yeah.
He
card.
said, I maxed out my credit card. I can't get a sound system. And then he says, well, you look happy, Poppy. And Leguizamo takes the truck, comes back. It's pimped out with the sound system. Where'd the money come from?
He got his friends to
He's
do
got
it.
yeah.
His friends did it for free.
Right. He knows him. He's got the hookup essay.
Well, he got the help to move the damn stove for a sandwich.
All you got to do is feed him, Holmes.
That bothered me, too, when the guys wouldn't help him move his stove in.
He couldn't speak the
Because
language.
he was a white man.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, they don't want to
It was El Jefe.
go. Gringo.
Oh, man.
Gringo. Take that
Well,
knife
we
and
can't-
cut your fat stomach open.
We got to talk about the other chef, Bobby Cavalli or whatever his name was.
Bobby Cavalli.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
no, the other chef, the one who took over for him.
Yeah.
That
you
dude
mean-
was awesome.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the other chef, his
The
other
Italian
line
guy.
chef.
Yeah, okay.
Tony.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tony, okay.
No, Tony, that character was awesome.
Why was he
Oh,
awesome?
he's
I don't
fantastic.
understand why
Anyway,
he's...
Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, I just liked his
that's
whole
the Boardwalk Empire guy.
I liked his whole interaction with him.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he was solid.
Yeah.
In the whole thing, it was like he gave that extra flair. I mean, he wasn't the yes man. I mean,
Yeah.
he kind of was. I mean, you could tell the respect was there.
Well, let me ask you this, though. He almost was set up to sell Casper out because when he lost his job, Hoffman turns to him and says, it's up to you. You're next on deck. And there was that almost moment of, I can't betray him. I need this job. I need this bump up, but I can't betray my friend. Remember that?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I remember that.
Yeah.
But, just because you want to walk out on your job because of principles doesn't mean everybody's got to walk out on their job because of your principles.
Well, he was sleeping in his car too.
Because he believed in the process and in his chef. I mean, there was love and respect all the way around, but if you're going to walk out on your job because you can't cook what you want to do, and that you can't expect everybody else to walk out on their job.
So, Max, let's go ahead and round this thing out, and let's start with you to bring this thing home. Anything particular you want to talk about? Lasting impressions, lasting flavors.
Lasting impression. The one thing I'll take away from this movie the most is the relationship between him and his son.
Yeah.
I thought that was the best part of the movie. I mean, all the other good stuff was good, the food, and oh, this looks so good, and all his friends.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, the movie was about him and his son.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to an 8 on this.
There you go.
There you go.
So that makes it a 33. The 1 33.
Just a dash of this, a dash of that, Max.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
Mrs. Dash
little
over
pinch
here.
of this, pinch of that.
Mrs. Dash.
Savage, anything last here that you want to get into?
No, I mean, don't be surprised that Favreau is a likable character. Don't be surprised that he's an incredibly gifted writer. Don't be surprised that he's proven himself as an incredibly gifted director. and don't be surprised that he has A-list friends, and don't be surprised when you love this movie.
I love that. You cooked that up nicely. Yeah. He buttered both sides and threw it on the grill. Did you see that? Yeah. Producer, any last words on this film? Chef, 2014.
Yes. What I took away from this was a recipe for Cuban sandwiches, because I'm going to learn to make that.
Look at that. I dare you.
Right.
Oh,
Max?
no, it's already in the
Why
works.
don't you guys have like a Iron Chef cook-off here? Max?
Oh, come on.
Because he doesn't want to lose.
I'm Team Max.
Oh,
No.
I gotta
I'm
go
not
Team Max
scared.
on this.
There ain't
You
none
should
of
be
us
very
are
scared.
strangers to the kitchen. None of us are strangers to the kitchen.
Are you gonna
Michael is.
cook on your chimenea? Because I'll go cook on my gas stove. You can bring your chimenea over to my house.
I
I
cook
got
on my new
wood,
stove.
propane.
Yeah, but you
electric.
said you like. Never mind. I'm not even getting into all that.
Too funny. You know what we do? We stop right here and we
Yeah.
get into our top threes.
Yeah.
Right
Right.
here. Top 3 chefs, cooks, whatever you want to say in movies. What do we say? Cooks?
Favorite cooks,
There you
best
go.
cooks, whatever you want to call them.
I like the way this one went, guys. And Max, go. You lead it off. Number 3, best cooks in film. What you got?
Man, I still haven't even chosen number 3. I'm gonna have to go with Jiro from Jiro Dreams of Sushi. That guy was a masterpiece of work. Have you seen that?
I've not seen this film.
Oh man, you talk about making you hungry. If you like, especially if you like sushi.
Really?
And you want to go to sit in a restaurant that only holds like 8 people, and you have to pay $300 for 12 pieces of sushi or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, man, I want to go to Japan and go to one of those places. That looks awesome.
I can't say I dream of sushi or love sushi. I appreciate it.
But Jiro does.
He dreams of it, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty movie too. They made that stuff look so good.
Savage, let's go to you right now. Number 3, we're talking about best cooks, chefs, in movies. One.
Well, you know I always do a little hard sub genre thing, right?
I know you do.
Cooks. I'm going to go old school Shakespeare, Titus Andronicus.
It's been a while, hasn't it, Max, since he's drug this out?
Since
Not long enough.
Yeah, well, he cooked his enemy's children and fed it to her in a pie.
Oh my God!
At a dinner party.
Wow.
Yeah, he killed her children and then cooked them and fed it to her. But she was evil; so she deserved it. So
Jesus. You think he could put that between a couple pieces of buttered bread, called a Cuban?
He probably could.
Yeah.
It was more a Roman sandwich. Though.
That's an answer I really expected from Adam. I was expecting that's like an Adam answer.
Right. Titus, it's a brilliant scene too. I mean, it's hardcore play.
Nicely done, Adam. I'm going to you. I think I know your theme. I think I just picked up something here, a thread perhaps.
You don't know.
Cannibal flavors. I don't
know.
Go ahead. Number 3 for you. What is it?
I'm going to go with the cook from Old Boy. You
I don't know
never
what that
see
is.
him, but he gives the guy a octopus, and he loves it enough to eat it. So
Okay,
Really?
Let's
Have
leave
you
it
seen
at
this
that.
film, Max? Is that a quality
whole
answer?
live octopus.
Is that a quality answer?
No.
I mean, literally, I could cook that. Here, a live octopus. Done. Doesn't take much skill, to be honest.
Just here's a live octopus. Eat it.
Yeah,
It's not
eat it.
deep fried. Doesn't got calamari.
No,
nothing?
it's a live octopus. And they
Okay.
eat it.
It's a real one.
Did you put ketchup on it?
No, you
Soy
don't want
sauce.
You never put ketchup on an octopus, you fool.
Let me get into my number 3 here. I have a theme on mine too, guys. You know what it is? Junk food.
All right.
Good junk food cooked up right in a movie.
Right.
Now, listen, sometimes you just want, I'm not saying so much junk food,
Right.
but just simple food. Food I would want all the time.
Okay.
I want a slice of pizza, and and Danny Aiello from Do the Right Thing is going to cook me up a big slice at Sal's Famous.
Oh yeah. Look
You
at
know what I'm talking about?
I had him on my list.
Damn it, did you?
Well, not as one of my top 3.
Okay.
Yeah, there he is right there.
Sal's Famous. I'm going to get me a slice.
Come
Ain't
on,
no-
Sal.
Ain't no Michael Jordan on this wall.
Come on, Sal. Get you a slice.
I mean, you know he'd cook you up a good slice, Max.
Cook up a whole pizza, but he'd sell you just a slice if that's all you wanted.
Yeah. Then you burn his place down.
Well, he did kill Radio Raheem.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, so people got a little upset
What's
about that.
Dia? Dia? What's Dia? Oh, D. Anyways, back to Max Gumbo Johnson. Number 2, Cooks and Films, inspired by Chef.
Inspired by Chef. This is another movie along the lines of Chef. Is Julie from Julie and Julia.
Yeah.
Where it what's her name?
Julie.
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams plays Julie, and she's trying to go through Julia Child's cookbook and learn to cook, and it juxtaposes between her cooking and Julia Child's and everything she went through.
I heard that was a good film,
It was
actually.
a really good
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
It was
Meryl
pretty
Streep
good.
was awesome in that.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I watched that on a plane going to Italy one time.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, my
That was
God.
a great movie. I really, really, really like that movie.
All right, Adam, number 2 for you. Max comes in with a quality response. You're probably going to have like Geisha Cannibal Fest. What you got for number 2, man? What you going with?
I'm going with Hannibal from Hannibal.
Look at him.
He cooked the dude's brain and fed it to him, and he loved it.
He did.
He cooked his brain, fed it to him, and he loved it.
Well, you could cook your liver up with some Chianti and some fava beans, too.
The guy is a good cook.
He is a good cook. Cook someone's own.
Good cook.
I mean, how good of a cook are you when you're eating your own brain going, that's pretty good?
Yeah.
Well, that's two
Ray Liotta
cannibal.
loves some brains.
That's 2 cannibal cooks that Hopkins has played, Titus and Hannibal.
Well, he's good at it. I'd eat at his restaurant anyway.
Right.
Adam, if he cooked me your brain, it'd be a very small meal. I'd be very. I would still be hungry at it.
Still be hungry.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't help it. Savage, number 2 for you. What
well,
is it?
having Titus, he fed it to a couple people, and then Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd. She would cut up people and cook them in meat pies and feed them to a lot of people.
I thought this would be your thing, Adam.
I kind of thought people would go with the whole cannibal thing, so I kind of laid off.
Nice.
Mrs. Lovett, Sweeney Todd.
So you got cannibals. I'm doing junk food. Max, wait, it's up to me, right? Number 2.
You're number 2.
Okay. Listen, sometimes you just want a good double meat burger, and that's why I'm going to the Dairy Dip from Sling Blade, because they cook a good double meat burger.
Not as good as them French fried taters.
And a French fried tater.
Mustard and biscuit.
I think it was Dairy Dip. What was the name of that restaurant in Sling Blade? Was it Dairy Dip?
Yeah, something like that.
Because they cook a good double meat burger.
Says Jarmusch.
Jim Jarmusch was your
and then Jim Jarmusch would serve me a double meat burger. I'm going that. That's my second junky food that I want a good cook. The guy, Jim Jarmusch. Cooking me a double meat burger. There you go.
And some French fried potato.
A French fried potato. All right, we're up to number 1s. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Hot diggity dog, Max, go. Number 1, we're talking about good chefs in movies.
This guy's not necessarily a good chef, but it was the first one I thought of. It was Gene from Hot Wet American Summer.
Why? Why is that good? I haven't seen the movie. I don't know.
Christopher Maloney plays like a burnout. I don't know what his problem. He was crazy, but he was in charge of the kitchen at this summer camp.
Like, what would he cook? What kind of food would he cook?
They never really showed it. Cream corn and you finish those taters. I'm going fondle my. What did he say? I'm going fondle my sweaters. What? I said I'm going. What? What'd you say? You said you're going to fondle your sweaters? No, I'm going to fondue the cheese. I thought I'd make it for dinner tonight or something like that. I love that guy.
I like it already. I'd hang out with this guy.
That was a great movie. They're making a sequel.
I know it's a TV series on Netflix.
Yeah,
Too
that's
funny.
it. Yeah. Yeah, that was a great
with
movie.
the
You should
original
watch
cast,
that.
which is awesome.
So he's a good quality cook, fun cook, guy you want in your
He's
kitchen.
insane.
Right
It's Christopher Maloney. I could watch that guy do anything.
Adam, there's very few things I want to watch you do other than give me your number 1. What is it?
It's a cook of sorts. Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
All right, he's making candy. Damn it!
It's candy.
I got to beat
he's a chef.
I'm going to 86. I'm 86 in that answer.
No,
you're in the
it's
weeds.
candy.
You're in the weeds. Go ahead.
Yeah,
It's candy.
Max, does it qualify?
It's a chef. He cooks something. Does he
Yeah,
not?
technically, he makes candy. You gotta.
He's
a
a
baker.
confectionary chef.
Okay.
Confectioner.
Okay.
See there? See,
All
look
right.
what I did.
kinda
I
like
pulled
you.
out
That's your number
confectionary.
1. That's your number
Yeah,
1.
that's my number 1.
Well, you can cook meth. That's a good cook. Isn't it?
Is it Walter White? Walter White.
Yeah, that's the TV show.
Right.
Savage.
Okay.
I retort my answer. I rebuke my own answer.
Right.
My response to you, Adam, that is a quality number 1.
Right. Okay. Cool. So follow me on my number 1.
Go ahead. What is it?
Okay. We had Titus. He just fed it to a couple
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
We had Mrs. Lovett. She's feeding it to like a town.
Ooh, Randy Quaid parents.
So I'm going big. Follow me on this. The Soylent Company from Soylent Green.
Soylent Green is eating people.
Soylent Green.
It's not eating people. It is people.
Oh, whatever.
Damn it.
Yeah.
You're
so
eating people.
The Soylent Company. The Soylent Company.
They're cooking up people. I like it.
Soylent Green.
That's what they did.
You could have went with the cricket
that's a good
chef
answer.
from Snowpiercer.
No,
I thought about that too.
I'm going Soylent.
With
the
that terrible
Soylent Company.
graphic on a loop. Yeah. Is it up to me, number 1?
Well, it's not up to you, but it's your number 1.
You don't want number 1?
What's going to happen if you don't give us your number 1?
I'm hungry. I'm hungry. You know where I'm going right now? I'm going to head on down to Winky Dinky Dog. And I'm going to give me a hoe cake.
A hoe cake, because hoes got to eat too.
I want Keenan Ivory Wayans to cook me a hoe cake at Winky Dinky Dog.
We're talking about making it, Bobby. Think studio going to give you the keys after 6 months? Crew chief, shoot, boom. Crew chief.
And you know why I got? You know why you have to have hoe cakes, Max?
Because hoes got to eat too.
Yeah. And where do you buy them?
Winky Dinky Dog.
The Winky Dinky Dog. And I think that's going to do it. I think
that's from Hollywood Shuffle.
Hollywood Shuffle,
by the way.
If that ever comes on Netflix,
we're going to double down and pick it twice.
I'm going to make paper hats with hot dogs
twice.
coming off the end of it.
Oh yeah.
All right, I put this out on Twitter, guys. Real quick.
And we're going to get Robert Townsend to talk to us. I'm sure he's not busy.
Yeah, right. Well, you never know.
Check this out. I put this out on Twitter right before the show started. We're going to start doing it this way on the fly. Usually I look at him and that's what this guy said. This is all coming in crisp. Cool Derek says, Remy the Rat and Ratatouille. Never seen
Ratatouille, yeah.
Surprised
that was on my
brought that
list.
up, yeah.
Did you see that, Adam?
I own it.
Okay. Julie and Julia Child. Carl Casper and Chef. Ooh, I like it when the film that inspired it is brought up. Wilt's Movie Fan, at Wilt's Movie Fan, says... Phoebe O'Hara's fiance and Kindergarten Cop. Kerry Russell and Waitress.
Yeah.
What else we have here? Oh, wait a minute. Underground Film Fest says, does Chef Casey Ryback count? Chief Casey Ryback count? I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Good with me.
All right, Twitter. Come on now.
How about Without the A at Without the A says, how about Ed from Good Burger?
Yeah.
Here's a good answer.
Good Burger.
R.A.O.
Here's a good one.
Here's one. R.A.O. Quackender at Rosender. Oh, it's Rosender.
Rosender.
He changes his damn name all the time.
Yeah. Rau
Quackender. I love this guy. Listen, we got to have this guy as a guest on the show. So it's fantastic. He says, what about Mrs. Doubtfire?
She's good.
She burned her breasts off.
Yeah, she bleeds for her art, Max.
Yeah. Well, they
she
were
bleeds
latex.
for her art.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a great answer. Paul Cicero in Goodfellas, Without the A at Without the A.
Yeah.
He would cut his garlic so thin it would liquefy in the pot.
Because he cut it with a razor blade.
Yeah.
Hey, how about this?
In prison.
How about Jimmy's mother? How about Joe Pesci's mother?
The hoof.
You walk into her house in the middle of the night, she's
gonna
giving you
feed you.
pasta.
Right.
What
Any
about
honorable mentions,
What about
Max?
those creepy chefs from Waiting?
Oh,
Waiting.
yeah.
What do you mean waiting?
Yeah, they like spit all over the dude's food and
Those
stuff.
are cooks, man.
I don't want that. Anyways, never mind.
I got a couple.
Yeah, go ahead, Max.
He's got some.
Honorable mentions. What do you got?
Chef from Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knowles from The Thing.
Yep.
Ash from Alien.
Yep.
Chef from South Park.
Yep.
And the I don't know the guy's name, but the guy in The Untold Story that would kill people and make them into those buns, which was sounds terrible. It's a pretty gruesome movie, but it's a great movie. The guy won like he won like the Japanese or Chinese Academy Award for Best Actor. He's a great actor. It's a great movie.
He would do something with his buns? What are you talking about?
He made Chinese buns. It's a thing. Look it up.
It's a thing.
Dim sum.
No.
Dim sum, yeah.
They're called buns. Not dim sum.
Anybody else honorable mentions? Anything else?
No, it's good.
All right, that's
I
it.
mean, I
You know what
can't
we need
think
to
of
do?
more cannibals.
We
Other
need to-
than the guy from Ravenous.
He's licking me! I'm trying to think of another one. I can't think right now. I went my
Well,
junk
the whole
food thing.
family in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, right?
Oh, man.
Oh.
How about the... how would you like the guys from Sallow cooking you a meal, Max?
Oh, I don't want... did you see what they did cook?
I know all about it. I was trying to think of an outrageous answer. There you go.
First off, they put nails in it. It's like, come on.
Well,
really?
texture, a little bit of fiber.
They're iron
A
deficient.
little bit of fiber.
Iron deficient.
There was plenty of fiber in there already. We're not going to talk about salad.
Yeah, let's not do it. Let's keep it light. That's what we want to do.
Right.
Chef 2014. There you go. There's what we got into tonight. Top 3 chefs in films. Going to end it here, guys.
Yeah.
Next week, I do believe it falls on the producer's lap, and I want to hear what he has in store for us as we queue up the next one. Adam, what you going with?
I'm going to go with United.
Not United 93.
Not United 93.
Not United We Stand.
No.
Let's describe this film quickly, briefly.
Oh, it's about Manchester United and the tragedy that happened in 1958, I think.
58, yeah.
58, yeah.
Okay, I've been wanting to see this, especially because I've had a bit of a lean-in with this film. Good friend of ours, British Adam.
Oh, yeah.
We sat around and talked about that one night for quite a bit.
Oh, did
So
you?
it's a-
Okay,
It's a
cool.
biopic.
So it's about a plane crash?
It happens, yes.
Yeah.
Like a United?
It's not about the plane
United
crash.
Airlines?
Not the United Airlines.
Oh.
The Manchester United, damn it!
I don't know what
I
that
think
is.
I think our European
The
fan,
soccer team.
I think our European
What?
listeners will
It's a sports
will be
movie.
engaged in this
Yes.
film.
Oh.
That's next week, guys.
Okay.
I say we end it right here. We'll get into that next week. That's United. Adam, thank you very much. Top 3, we don't know. We'll tell you then. As always, that's where this one ends. Thank you for tuning into the queue. If you want to check out more episodes or leave us your review of this film, easy to do. You go to theqfilmcast.net, and we're always happy to hear from you. So join us again next week. We're going to queue it up, knock it down. United, And until then, however it is you say Cubano.
Bon appetit.
Yeah, bon appetit.
I'm hungry, yes, I'm really hungry. I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Can't you see I'm hungry? Can't you see I'm hungry?